So today's video, we've got the laptop, we've got a piece of glass, and we've got the gimbal. And you might be wondering, what do all these three combined mean for today's video? Well, honestly, it's just going to be honing in on the month of April. So the first project that I want to showcase is Woofstock at K9 Social. Now this is a yearly event that I actually team up with them to do. I want to say this is the third year that we've done it, and I'll showcase some of the past videos, but you're seeing the current one. Now we're hired to come out and do photography and event recap videos. One thing that's fun about this is a lot of handheld shots, a lot of gimbal shots, and everything with this particular project was shot at 30 frames per second. I've just found with these particular type of events and the cameras and a motion blur, I don't know why, but I've really enjoyed this year shooting 30 frames for these type of projects. A ton of the footage was shot with the 28-200, mainly because the image stabilization is unbelievable when paired up with that Lumix S5 IIX. And then on top of that, just the focal range is just stupid. I mean, 28-200. I wish we could go a little bit wider, but I don't want to be picky because that range is just redunk. I think when I approach these events, I have to have both gimbal and handheld because it just gives a different feel and look to the project. Now another event that I ended up doing, and this was more towards the end of April, was the River City Railway project that featured Ramayana and Flip Turn. This was a 2-night event that I was hired to document, similar to Woofstock. We're doing photography and we're doing videography, and the main goal here is quick recaps of the venue and the event. Now the unique thing with this particular project is a concert or an event like this that you're seeing has never been put on that net at this particular space. So being able to capture it, document it, and have it for future resources was a huge goal here for our team.
Trey, do you need me to hit record on mine, or are you already going?
Recording all around.
We're here, Jacksonville, Florida, DesRocs, all the way from New York. Thanks for joining us here at the 2024 Woofstock.
Thanks for having me.
Now, one thing that I ended up doing while we were at Woofstock was we got the luxury to shoot a interview with DesRocs on his actual tour bus, and you guys are seeing some of the footage here. Now I will say no lighting was brought into this particular environment. If I'm going to critique myself, I think it turned out great, and total like workflow, the S5 IIX on DesRocs, GH5 on Nico, and then wide shot GH4. I did not do the best job of getting my white balance here, but I was competing with a lot of different colors. Not trying to make excuses, but just want to, if you're watching this would be the one thing I would critique about this particular interview. Now we just lobbed him up, so that's the audio that we're getting, but it was super fun. This guy was down to earth. He let it rip for like 20 minutes. We got to talk to him and hang out on the tour bus. So if you're looking for that full interview, it'll be on our team's YouTube page as well. A lot of times I also get hired to do political style events, and I actually went to Amelia Island to work with a group called Center for Renewing America, and they were doing their annual yearly event. And one thing that was kind of cool is they had Vivek Ramaswamy come to this event and do a speech, and I like this guy, and it was just cool to see him and talk in person.
Thank you for that warm welcome. Love you back. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the warm welcome, and I'm not sure I can accept all of that kind praise, but whatever it is, we each have an obligation right now to do our part for this country.
Now, what's exciting about these kind of events is this is just get your camera on a tripod, get the focus right, and I'm kind of roaming around the room shooting B-roll as well. And I'm also recording audio into my Zoom H6, which I'm actually currently doing as well. Now, I would say the most nerve-wracking part about this is actually audio, not necessarily the video. I will say I am using the GH5 at the back of the room with the Old Faithful Canon 70-200. I'm probably shooting at like an f5.6, probably ISO maybe like 1000, and really just trying to get a lot in focus, okay? They don't need a pretty shot, they just need in focus, and they need good audio. And so that's what we were hired here to do.
Baseball, like when did you get hooked on that? Because I want to talk about youth sports in a second, but when you were like, I love this game, I'm in it.
I loved the hitting aspect of it as long as I can remember. Just that I think it matches my temperament.
So This is the weekly podcast, What the Health Just Happened. Now, I absolutely love this because it's, once again, a relatively easy project. Now that I've gotten into the swing of things, I know what cameras need to be used, the lighting, the white balance, everything of that nature. But it's a weekly podcast that we would do with 212 Benefits and Eric Ross. Shout out, What the Health Just Happened. And yeah, we got to interview a pretty famous baseball player, Daniel Murphy. He was fantastic. Talked ball, talked life. And this is another project that I actually do on a weekly basis, and specifically for the month of April. Oh, this one. I won't let it all play, or we'll just let it keep playing, but Puerto Rico for Comcast. Hired to go out there and basically just film people. Oh, what? All right. Hired by Comcast to go down to Puerto Rico and document people basically just experiencing Puerto Rico in a fun event. They were doing a rewards event for some of their top performers all around the country. And yeah, myself and Johnny were brought in to do, Johnny did specifically photography, and I was just there to film these people and do a recap of everything they were experiencing over the 4 days in Puerto Rico.
We will not reform them. We will get in there and shut them down.
Now it's funny, I'm showing you this video and it kind of features Vivek, but this was more of an editing project. Now, you're watching Young Americans for Liberty. This is a promo video that we're actually making for their Revolution 2024 event down in Orlando. Now, I was just hired to make this hype video. The goal here was to show past events and then ramp it into what will soon be the current event. Now, I've gotten the luxury to shoot this event the past 3 or 4 years, man. It's awesome. It's a lot of people. Myself and Trey and even Eli, we've gone out there and tackled this event a few years in a row. It involves some editing, mainly shooting, capturing B-roll over a 3-day event. And look, man, they've had us back year over year, and it's a very unique experience, a unique client, and we keep making them happy. And that's just a little bit of like where on the editing side, I've shot all that footage, but I was hired specifically to just go in and edit something for that event. If you're out there and you're in the same boat as me, one-man band, or you're looking to grow, this is just a rough template of the kind of projects that you can get, pulled off in 1 month with travel, with editing, with stability in regards to some of them even being weekly clients. Like I said, not a brag, this is a gratitude video and a little bit of a hope for any of you out there that are wanting or just trying to see, like trying to envision where this can go. Because a lot of times when my wife asks me like, what is the plan? Like I kind of have it in my head, but at the same time, it always just plays out a little bit differently. And to go back and look how that month played out of April, that is, I'm not going to say that's going to be every month, but that is just a nice template for, okay, if we can have our steadies and we can pick up other gigs, whether they be local or 1 or 2 out of town, this is kind of where the money can be made, or this may not be worth it.